Hi there! In this video I will tell you how to use answers and tags. Each intent requires a response. It can be either a green block that is called an answer or an orange block that is called a form. Let's start considering simple answers. When I say simple answer, I mean an answer with no conditions. We strongly advise you to name answer blocks transparently and precisely to reflect the meaning they have. This will simplify your search in the future and will make your structure of the conversation more transparent. So I have an example with 4 small talks here and answers are already added. So I want to add a precise answer inside the block. That's why I press on the block and I press add a variant. Now we don't use tags or any conditions, that's why I just press here and fill in the answer. I press save and generally my answer is ready. Also, in the answer window, you can add different types of messages and bot actions. Text, image, file, button, or a function. For example, if you add a text message, you can also type the second text message here. In this case, and in any other case of the function you can add, all messages will be sent sequentially from the up to bottom. For example, if you add 2 text blocks as I did here, then your bot will send 2 text messages consequently. We are permanently improving and expanding the variety of functions you can add to your answer. Also, I want to stress that you can add the active function to your answer. We will talk about this in our future tutorials. Now, I have just added 2 text messages as an answer to my key intent. I press save again, and actually I changed the name of the answer as I said. So this small talk is ready to work, and if a user will send a hello message to a chatbot, the chatbot will reply with the text messages we have just typed. But what if you want to add more flexibility to your dialogue? Then use tags. For example, let's open this intent about pizza I have here. Any entity that has different meanings and can be considered as a characteristic of something can be a tag. For example, in my intent, I can specify as a tag the word pizza that will correspond to different types of pizza. You see, I can create new item. Type here pizza. And then I can also add additional meanings to this tag here. Or I can also add tag, press save, I go to tags, and you see I have a tag pizza here. I'm going back to my builder. I can also specify a second tag that is called price and assign 2 values with the price from my possible questions for this key intent here. So I have 2 tags. It is not allowed to use the whole sentences in tags, and it's not a good idea to specify a word from the tag as a possible question. We strongly advise you to specify from 1 to 3 words for a tag, not more, as I did here. It is not obligatory to have tags in all questions in your key intent. You can add just 1 value to your tag initially. Then, in this menu that is called tags, you can go to your tags and add tens of different values to tags you specified, or here, for example. You can add as many values as you want. Please take into account that if you create an intent and you want to use a tag in this intent, then the list of possible questions you state in this intent should contain this tag at least once. This will allow you to connect a tag and an intent. After I added tags to my possible questions in this intent, now I want to move to create different answers dependent on the tags I used. So I press save and go to an answer. First, let's add an answer with no conditions. We strongly advise you to do this always, so that your bot could reply even if it doesn't understand if you use a tag or not, or if it cannot understand the proper tag. Otherwise, your bot will be silent and will answer nothing. Now I want to add one more variable answer, and I will specify the answer dependent on tag. So for example, I choose tag pizza, and now I can choose the value of the tag from the list. I also can choose the option to use any value from this tag for an answer. For example, I want to choose the any option for the tag pizza for this answer. I can also add one more tag to this answer here. If I have two tags for the same answer, this means that these tags work all together, and the condition under which they work is AND. So if I have this tag and this tag, then I have this answer. If I want to use the answer and tags with the condition OR, I need to add a variant with a new answer and new specification of tag and value. When you've finished working with intents, answers, and tags, do not forget to train your bot. If you made any mistake, the system will notify you about this. In the next video, we will tell you how to create scenarios for nonlinear dialogues and understanding the context.